Welcome into SportsSource.tv. This is our overtime segment today. I'm joined by my friend Mike Stoll, former Vol offensive lineman. You're as old as I am, 89 to 92. You were all redshirt freshman in 88, right?
Yes, correct.
You might actually be a little older than me. This overtime segment brought to you by Blue Smoke Cigar. You see it right there. I'm pointing at the monitor, which actually means pointing right there for you. It's the desk. Blue Smoke Cigar, in terms of a Knoxville cigar lounge, it is the place to go. They've got the card tables, the golf simulator, leather chairs. They've got the HD TVs. I was in there a couple of Fridays ago, and there's one group over here watching the NFL Network. There's another group over here watching the news, and there's another group over here watching Goodfellas. And then in the back room, they're playing. They've got the golf simulator, the card. It's a great place to unwind and relax if you're someone who enjoys a cigar. Blue Smoke Cigar, you see the website right there. It's between South Peters Road and Rafferty's, right there in West Knoxville. Blue Smoke Cigar. All right, Mike, interesting story. Former All-SEC offensive lineman. You're a former team captain at Tennessee. One thing I didn't know was you actually have kind of a bizarre tie to Tennessee's new offensive line coach, Walt Wells. Explain where you and he bumped into each other.
So I got to know Walt Wells way back when he played offensive line at Austin Peay, same time I did, and we got done. Actually, I was in Nashville with some friends, and they were having, this is when USFL folded. They're trying to start another NFL type of defunct. They had summer leagues. They had different things. Right. Everybody's trying to create something. There's actually a semi-pro team that came up in Tennessee, in Nashville, called the Nashville Generals. Okay. Offensive line, they come in, workouts and stuff. And
were you a Nashville General?
I was a Nashville General. I think we played 2 or 3 games. I can't remember. We played one at Austin Peay University, and we played one in Kenner, Louisiana, where we all
beautiful Kenner, Louisiana.
Kenner, Louisiana. It was great.
It's like Vegas.
Yes, it was wonderful. So actually, one of the guards next to me was Walt Wells, and so I got to know Walt very well, and we hung out, as well as Joe Dubin, who was a sportscaster and different things like that. So got to know Walt, followed him through his career. Has done a lot of great things, and I think you look at what he's done recruiting-wise. Mm-hmm. The guy can recruit. But I think the other thing too is, as an offensive lineman and his standpoint, I love the way he thinks. Right, some of these offensive line coaches are a little bit different. They're more about system and everything. And Walt's all about being physical, getting after it, and you're going to hit somebody. You may not know what to do, but hit somebody as hard as you can and keep hitting them. And that's the kind of mentality I think Walt Wells is going to bring to the program.
Well, it sounds like from some of the stuff they talk about over there, they mention repeatedly that Trey Smith is a great kid, good player, got nasty to him. And you can tell they like that, and that sounds like something that would be in the Walt Wells wheelhouse.
It is in the wheelhouse. And so, you look at it, they may not be the best offensive 5 up front. They may not be the best group. They may be the most penalized for and I say that jokingly. They're going to get after you. They're going to hit you. They're going to be dirty. They're going to be mean. They're going to be nasty. And that's the type of mentality when you have a younger or a new quarterback that's not typically mobile. That's the kind of mentality you have because you want to be able to establish the run.
All right, now another change they've made over there is Rock Gullickson, strength and conditioning coach. Came highly regarded from the NFL. Brett Favre credits him for lengthening his career. You can find that online, I believe. This is a guy who is charged with sort of reshaping that line. They do look bigger. Last year, you texted with me a couple of times. I think we can say it. There was some flab out there. And we showed it on the show last year. I took a photo of you. You sent out some photo to everyone just showing how big you were. But it was you with this arm that's bigger than my leg, and I compared it to, I don't know if it was Coleman Thomas or somebody else from last year.
Sure.
We put it on the show, and the response was, oh my God. It was like, here's Steve Rogers, then you give him the formula, and here's Captain America. All right, so, and now I've stroked his ego enough. Here's the question. How much difference can a strength coach make with that offensive line? How much? Part of it is continuity and playing together, chemistry. There are a lot of things that factor into it. But if you're talking about an offensive line coach whose bottom line is just get in front of somebody and hit them, how big of an impact can being strong enough to hit somebody make on this team?
Well, I think it'll make a big difference. I don't know what kind of impact Rock will have this year because, he came from the NFL, and he was in the Hard Knocks series last year when they were covering the Rams. And so the thing about an NFL strength coach is he is managing the strength and conditioning kind of during the season. But let's face it, all those guys, they have their own personal trainers, and they have their own strength and conditioning systems.
A lot of them have their own off-season stuff.
They do their own thing. So he's more of a manager of the system, more managing of, hey, just making sure the guys are healthy, they're in there working out, and they're doing the things. He'll throw some wrinkles in there. I think it brings credibility to the kids who come in and like, okay, this guy coached in the NFL. He was an NFL strength coach. He knows what he's doing. He's been here forever as far as in the programs. And so I think that helps. Really, I think what it's going to boil down to is, look, you saw that picture of me when I was a senior, right? I was a monster. I was muscular and I was big arms, but I wasn't like that when I was a freshman, right? I mean, I was still big and strong, but that was years of college conditioning and strength training and just maturing and working hard. So I think you're going to see some progression in that just because the kids are older. It's one more year. I do think you're going to see some improvement, but I think it's still out to see what they do throughout the year.
One thing, I was going to put a graphic together for this segment, and then it was like 1 o'clock in the morning, and I said, to hell with it. But I was going to do a graphic, and I had the stuff ready. It was you, it was John Fisher, it was Charles McRae, Antone Davis. It wasn't just you.
Yeah.
You guys were big,
Yeah.
big. And then I grabbed Ja'Shawn Robertson, Coleman Thomas, Rick Kendrick, some of these guys. These aren't small boys, but it's not the same as what you got. Now, it's a different offense. Mm-hmm. They want them to be probably a little more mobile now.
Right.
But to compare it, so it wasn't just generational. I went and grabbed some photos from Alabama's offensive line last year. I knew what I was going to find, and bigger than Tennessee's.
Yeah.
Clemson's offensive line, bigger than Tennessee's guys, muscular. Right. So it will be interesting to see if this year's squad – I mean, we said it after the Appalachian State on this show after the opener last year. I asked, is it too soon to ask about the strength and conditioning coach? I thought I was being unfair because they were getting pushed around by Appalachian State on both sides of the ball. I don't think getting pushed around is going to be as much a signature of this year's line play as it was last year.
I don't think you'll see that. But again, you don't just flip a coin and get that much better in strength. I mean, your gains are measured by, you bench 370, you bench 380 a year later, or
Right.
You're adding 15 pounds. It's not like you're jumping 40 or 50 pounds. Now, maybe some of these guys that they were low enough that they could, but I think over the next couple years, if he stays in the program, I think that's what will start vetting out these kids coming in, getting them early, and then progressing them 2 or 3 years later and seeing what they look like.
All right, last question. The offensive line was supposed to be the most experienced part of the team, the best part of the team, your strength, because these guys have been together. They've all been out there. And almost like last year, it's almost like a sad tragedy. You get into practice, this guy's out for the year, this guy's out for the year, this guy's been out, this guy's been out. You're working with a third-team center. They haven't been able to create, and Butch Jones has talked about continuity. They have not been able to get these guys together on the line all fall, week after week, practice after practice. How big of a concern is that for you?
Big concern. It's a big concern. You asked it earlier in the show, chemistry. What does chemistry mean? And on the offensive line, chemistry is, I know what this guy next to me is thinking. And he and I know, we've seen this enough in the situation where this guy's here and the linebacker's over here and they're running this right here. We know what we're going to do. And it's we've got our calls. You got your arm on our calls. But if you have enough chemistry, it's like, yep, I got it, you got it. You know what each other's thinking. When you're shuffling guys in and out, and you've got a guy that's third team snapping the ball that last week was running scout team, he's not going to be privy to all the things that were going on in communication-wise. And so you're not going to know what each other's thinking. And so the communication that becomes that much more critical. I am concerned about the chemistry in the offensive line. Will they be able to do things? Now, you'll see, and when you know the chemistry is not good is when you see somebody come free. Right, or you see somebody blocking and there's a hole that opens up and then it collapses backside because somebody wasn't communicating or knowing exactly, okay, we're working to double team this backside linebacker, right, but if this guy's over here, we got to do this job. And so I think if we see that in the games early on in the season, then we know that the chemistry and the communication is not there.
Good deal. Mike Stoll, always a pleasure having you with us. Thank you very much for joining us here on the Sports Source and Overtime today. We will see you, we'll talk to you Friday on the radio on 990 and 99.1. That'll be me, Will Overstreet, Jimmy Himes, and John Wilkerson for the Pigskin panel. Then I will see you Saturday morning. It's episode 1 of the Sports Source Kickoff. That's Saturday, 10:30 a.m. on Fox 43. That will be me, Jimmy Himes, Will Overstreet, Mike Griffith previewing the Tennessee-Georgia Tech game. Sunday, a whole different crew with a different breakdown of the Tennessee-Georgia Tech game. That's on WATE 6. That's officially the start to season 15 of the Sports Source, and we will have our normal 8 to 9 guys breaking down that game for you. And, of course, we will have some sort of picks competition that will make Sterling and Chuck go at it. So we'll have good stuff all next weekend. Thank you for joining us. We'll talk to you Friday. We'll see you Saturday and Sunday. Thank you.